See, the usual stick is here, just scrolling through movie news. Literally nothing's happening. The usual politics. What's what happened last time? A few weeks ago, and then there's this, and then there's also wait. Why am I reading this? Really? Huh. TPOT is actually going to be premiering in theaters? On AMC of all places? Weird. Hey, Vicky, you gotta check this out. What is it? Is this? So, who cares? Well, this is something that I wanna... Actually, I'm interested. I wanna know how that will work. I don't know, but it's just not my thing. I think you'll do it without it. True, but when is it coming out? I think, let me see, around October, okay. Yeah, okay, I don't think it's happening, so I'm just gonna get it now. Alright, you do that, and, so what are the other movies that are planning to release in October? There's Tron with, Jared Leto, and then there's Mortal Kombat 2. Oh, yeah. Mortal Kombat 2 is interesting. I don't care. I know there's Jared Leto, but who cares about the Morbius guy anymore, so... Oh, yeah, we could do Mortal Kombat during that, and then maybe we'll try this side. I just found out that Mortal Kombat 2 was delayed till May. What? Yep, it's been delayed till May. Let's go! You made it! Oh, you did it! You blew it! Ah! Damn you! Damn you all the hell! What the hell are you doing? Well, obviously I'm trying to do up an names bit. But why though? No reason. Dude, just let it go. It's not gonna happen. They should have done it. They should have done it, Aaron, to begin with, because they know I'm not trying with 30 fucking minutes away from it just to watch it. Isn't it only an hour away from it? Who cares? Dude, you just let it go. You're just acting really professional. We just came here to see Tron. I know. But could you imagine how we would be with that audience and just seeing it in action? Dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to be doing your job, and why aren't you telling them to keep it down? Dude, I'm on my break. I'm just here to enjoy my break and just seeing the people cheer because they're just having fun. It's how we're used to it during the Marvel movies. Well, yeah, but don't you remember what happened during April with the chicken jockey incident? What chicken jockey incident? Oh crap, you're right! I gotta stop it, what's wrong? There you go. I did it. I saved movie theaters. No, that's never gonna happen. Obviously, we know because they're not gonna do like the chicken jockey incident because they know how bad it would be if that happens. But when we saw Fantastic Four, the boys told us to just tell them to keep it down and not go crazy over it. Well, because after that happened, they're not trying to be strict now. I highly doubt that, but knowing the second one will be like coming out in 2 years, it's gonna happen again in the end of the days. Yep, I guess so. So, let's just see Jared Leto once again. I think we should do it. It's not getting late outside. We need to get this review out the next day. Sure. I'm just hoping we don't delay this afterwards, right? You there! Do you now accept what as your Lord and Savior? Because if you don't, I will evaporate you, and we will force you to do a request of that review like you mentioned in our community post a month ago. Oh my god, are we seriously doing this? What is it with these people coming around here? Dude, if it's about the community post I made a while back, I already made up my decision on Twitter. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Very well then, I will leave you no choice but to evaporate you. So, here we go. What the fuck, dude? How'd you do that? Well, obviously, it's with the power of our Lord and Savior 1, and also WikiHow, by doing this while we look up at Google Images of the number 1 on the internet. Wait. Does that also include... Yes, it does include those. Yeah, I didn't need to hear that. I figured none of us wants to hear that. So now you have leaved me no choice. You will have to do it with, or else I will evaporate you. Alright, fine. I'll do it. Alright? But I will do a poll on the community tab to see if people would actually give a crap about it. I'm pretty sure they do. No, they won't. Whatever. Brilliant. Thank you for pleasing our Lord and Savior one. And I must do one condition. You can't say anything negative about it because they are really sensitive of negative things. So I would just want to be sure that, nope, I'm not agreeing to that condition. Alright, you're lost. Whatever. Be aware of what the internet will say about this review of yours. You will see the last of me, but I will come back if it comes back to theaters. See ya. Hey, Alexis, you okay? What? Hey, Mickey, I'm just looking at the poll we did like a few days ago after we released Drawn. Yeah. Do you honestly think this is a good idea? Like how the internet is nowadays, and we've done a lot of reviews that people don't like, and this one might be the big one. This might be the big one, that the straw that broke the camel's back, that we're gonna get a lot of hate for it. So, more hate than some other stuff reviews we did, even though nobody cares a crap about it. So, do you honestly think that we should do this? Listen, I don't understand what you're talking about, but I need to ask you the most important question at all compared to that, the one you asked. Do you think you should do this? Wait, hold on a second. Like, what do you mean by me, to be honest? Listen, we've been doing this for like 6 years now, and there's literally like rarely any times that people actually cared about our reviews, because usually with our title implies the worst critic ever. Since I'm the one that started all of this with Toy Story 4, I think people will understand that with that title alone, people won't really take us seriously, because mostly we're just bad at reviewing. And to be honest, that is what we are. We're just called the worst critic ever for a reason. So who would care if people don't like our reviews and people would give us crap about it? I think people need to understand is that mostly we've been doing this for like a while now, and people will understand why we do this, why we review this, and why we're giving our own opinion rather if people don't like it. Yeah, I mean, people of other reviewers have suffered that. Case in point, we got The Wall with Nostalgia Critic, we got The Mario Movie with Angry Joe, and we got a bunch of others from Your Movie Sucks, but there's some other reviewers that also have the same treatment, that get hate for their review they don't like. And we will have one that will refer to the same boat. And it might be this one. But who knows? Knowing the internet, it might be. But we've been doing this for 6 years, and I could say is that we are going to continue. We are going to fight this. And this is the one series episode that you know so much about it, and I don't know jack shit about it because I have not spent like hours watching all the episodes because I don't feel like it, and also we're lazy because we're busy thinking of other stuff to review. But this is just made for you. You reference that series all the time since the 2020 Summer Olympics with Mr. Peanut, saying a line from the movie and you acknowledging it at the end. And mostly this is how it is. It's just how it is. It's just It is what it is. It's just, this is our life. We are critics, and we will review it as critics. But mostly, you are gonna be reviewing it as a critic and a fan at the same time. So this is your chance to actually show them that we are critics. No matter the hate we get, this is what we are. Wow, you're right. You know what? You do make a good point, Mickey. I should do this on my own now. This means something to me. And for this review, which will be our controversial one, we will get through this. For me and for the critics. That's the spirit! I knew you would be ready for this. Well, I know what I gotta do, and I know what I'm gonna do. Give them what they want. The people voted, and they will do it. Exactly. Good luck on your review, Alexis, for the critics. Yes, I will do it. For the critics. For the critics! What are you doing? Shut up. I'm doing an intro. This is certainly the longest intro we've done since Toy Story. Well, exactly. We're gonna make this longer now with you being in there. So, for the critic. Alright, men, I have successfully sat through 40 minutes of it, and I am now ready to do for the review. So, Mickey, I know you won't be doing this with me, hence you won't bother to watch all of it, and mostly, I will now do this on my own. So, I will now congratulate you. So if you want to do it, I would like for you to do the transition, for we usually do the story animation characters. So, are you ready to do this, Mickey? Where the hell did you go? Well, sorry, Alexis, I sadly can't do the transitions like I did from 2021 to 2024 anymore because, right now for this review, because of one reason alone. The president, Donald Duck, asked me if he wants me to do a 1v1 match on Mortal Kombat 2 on Dave and Buster's because we were supposed to do a review for Mortal Kombat this year, but after that delay, we decided we're just gonna play it while you do the review. So, you're basically on your own now, but hey, at least the motivation I did earlier worked, so good luck on the review. And all I can say is, good luck, and may God be with you in ever in your favor. Whatever the line is from the Hunger Games, so, see ya! God fucking damn it. Well, I'm on my own now. Well, it's just like the old days. Like 2021, so it's just me with the worst critic ever, and now Mickey's gone. Well, I'm on my own now, so I'm gonna have to work on the review now. Okay, so... Listen, what you're about to see is a review that is coming from a critic, a film critic. And that is all you need to know. So whatever I say about this review, if you don't agree with it, it's perfectly fine. Just don't be a bitch about it, okay? Just letting you know that. So, because this is my review from a critic of a series of an episode that was released in theaters, I might have to be harsh on this. Might. Just to be safe. So, just letting you know that before everyone starts going at me for it. So, well, because let me explain. Anybody who's been with this channel since 2020, you might recognize this. I've referenced this damn show like hundreds of times. And even this also applies to it, the ASTI channel, the PFLH remix, and Topcat itself. And all of this, and some stuff from the parodies I did, some of it is all related to this damn show in particular. This show that I've referenced so many times, at this point someone's gonna make a compilation of everything I said, but they're gonna have to go through like hundreds of videos just to find all of them. And I'm not gonna let anyone do that, because that would be like a waste of time. So, for this one, I'm reviewing this with two certifications as a critic and as someone who enjoys the series. Anybody who knows me, I love the damn series. Anybody who's been on Twitter or Instagram or on my social media, I know the amount of fan art I've drawn with this damn show, especially on Twitter and Blue Sky every fucking day. I still draw it, and all the references I did, all of it is leading to this in particular, about this particular indie show that somehow managed to be released in theaters, but not at the theaters that I usually go. Harkins to be specific, but there would be a lot in Arizona, but we have a few in California, and I was like, and I'm not driving an hour just to see it, one fucking movie. So, yeah. So anyways, I have a warning here in mind, even though I usually don't do warnings unless the topic I'm talking about is a little bit disturbing. It's about Monkey Man and Cuties, but that's not why we're here. We're here just for a warning to all the people that might get upset about this. And I'm not gonna drag it out anymore, because mostly this is gonna be a big one. And by that, with how I'm reviewing this, and we'll see how y'all gonna feel. So, here we go. Here's my review of TPOT 20 alone. Here we go. Since we're doing the usual 3 things just for this episode alone, it will still be the overall pick. So here's the story. So for this one, I'm not going to explain the whole, the entire arc between all the episodes related to all lead up to this episode in particular, because I'm going to explain why. So the episode starts off with 9 skateboarding with a bunch of skateboards that has eyes. Weirdest promotion for EA Skate, but okay. But all of this, almost the entire episode is basically a full-on, almost the entire episode is a full-on flashback of every single thing leading up to the moment. All of this began in 2009, years before any of you were alive. And mostly, all of this began when one was just being alone, because one's the one and only one. You know how the number 1 is, and what the number meaning, but yeah, and everything else shows how everything works in the algebraic world, whatever the hell they call it, and afterwards it's mostly just how one randomly walks away because 3's doing everything. They're doing all the work for them all, with how everyone treats 3 like Leafy in the Leafy, but not as bad as that, whatever. But this one is mostly, and then mostly one walks away and finds a meteor that struck down with these rocks that we've seen that go time travel in the 15th episode, season 5, episode 15, and also be very bad, but I don't remember which episode it is, so that's what it is. I think it was the 18th one or whatever. So anyways, afterwards, the one was trying to figure out why the rocks were used for, but when she found out about it, she decided to go talk to 3 about it, which now that spawns the 1x3 ship now, which that will go well later on, but then they show how it works, and mostly it goes well until one realizes 3 showed it to everyone. And that fully explains why all of them have powers, specifically 4 and X and 2. But with 2, that's a different story. So we'll deal with them later. Mostly when realizing that it was a bad idea, then one literally snaps and tries to let 3 know that this was just for the both of us, and and no one else was supposed to know about it. But then that kind of fucked up, and then afterwards it just and goes like, hey, it goes dark real fucking fast. Like, you actually see, like, 3 is like, once doing the powers to 3, again with the eye thing, you actually see you see 3 going cracking, like how Lamar's helmet breaks the Smash Ultimate, and how 3 is like cracking while screaming in agony while everyone is just watching it happen, and they're telling one to stop, but they realize they can't do anything because they're kind of like screwed up. The 3 actually, it goes even worse. Like, it cracks even more. You actually see 3 dead. 3 actually dies in the end. Like, like, holy shit! That actually, like, yeah, I actually started like, can algebraians ever die? Like, well, there's our answer. 3 is fucking dead. And then one realized, oh shit, I fucked up, so I need to fix this, and then realized, no, the rest don't want that to happen because they realized they're gonna make it worse. It ended up leading to worse. So, and all of this happened because, 3 kind of told everyone about it, which everyone could have handed it about. It could have that would have been okay with it, but it's kind of stupid. But it is what it is. But and then afterwards, she tries to like get the items, and then realizes none of that happens. So for the punishment for their actions, 4 decides to get her stuck into the moon. Trapped in the moon, that's what I meant. So, and she stayed there for 14 goddamn years. And what I mean by that is all the way until the 9th episode, season 5, episode 9. That's when it all happened. All because Lightning kind of Lightning kind of did all that in that episode. So, whoopsie daisy. And then afterwards, later on the episode, it was just literally how how one did all of this, understanding what they've been, what two and the gang was been doing this challenges for, and over time in the 11th episode to on all the way up until it all leads up to 11th and the 18th episode to the 19th episode. I meant you actually see one like going through like the steps of how all the plan is all working out, which all leads to the end where present day happens. You see one now has all the power because of Pencil, kind of screwed everything up, and she sent her to the very first episode of the MTI, which all the way back in season 1, so, because he's actually lying, and then you see one, like, talking to all the people all the objects, I meant, she got through, like, Bombi, Belle, Bartbag, Needle, and everyone else, even Leafy of all people, which Leafy's, like, the one that she can't even do because it's Leafy. What the hell do you expect from her? And yeah, and honestly, and the way she said she might not be a threat to her, I think this could lead to like foreshadowing later on with then a couple of episodes, which I will say I want to talk about the ending though, which yeah, spoiler by the way, but you already seen the damn things, so and afterwards, wow, it's 6 minutes, god damn. The episode ends with one finding, the 9, you remember what I said earlier at the beginning, 9 with the skateboard, that's the planet that currently 9 is currently on. One sees it and just destroys it, blows it up, Krypton style. And now 9 notices it, and actually, 1 ended up, don't quote me on that, sucks 9 up, and now she has the power of, now she has 9, and now 9 is gone. And then the episode ends. I was like pissed when I saw it. I was like, you really gotta end this on a fucking cliffhanger? If you're gonna put this in theaters, I'd be like, yeah, 40 minutes. It's like not that long, like for an animated short film, but short film episode. But usually these episodes are like 30 minutes max. But sometimes for special episodes they go like 45 minutes. None of them go to an hour. So you'll still need to know that. So anyway, so now I explained all of that. What are my thoughts on the story? This whole episode is literally a flashback about how one was treated, how one wanted to fix it, and how all of this led to her villain arc, and all of this led to the build up to since all the way from the 9th episode, season 5, episode 9 through. And it was The Walking Dead, it's not really special. 11, where all this began. Then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Although 18 is mostly, doesn't really count that. 19, and then 20. This one. All of this leaded up to all of this was the lead up to this. And all of this was lead up to the backstory of 1. Not the ending. Not the conclusion to conclude the whole arc. Because if it was, then it would have been like this. Because it says it was an hour and 30 minutes, but when we thought about it, it's not. If it was an hour and 30 minutes when they showed it, when we first saw the time on the AMC theaters, it was just mostly the 6 shorts and then just one extra episode, the first season 2 episode 1, BTIA, and that was it. Nothing else. It's like none of this was like you actually see like the conclusion of it. Although there's a post-credits scene in this episode where winner and loser actually meet up, which neat. But and then Fire Jr. actually came back, so yay! Why is he back? Anyways, I mean, overall, I kind of like hate that this is just like all this build up that we waited for a month for this to be in theaters. All of this was just to show the backstory of 1, and it doesn't even end the whole arc. It's just mostly this is gonna continue. I'm pretty sure this is gonna continue like all the way to the end of the season because one thing in fact. There's like they don't even show any of the characters from like that we have right now. They don't even show Cake and Steak. They don't even show who got eliminated. Nobody got eliminated yet. So, and also Jonathan has a new voice, but that's not important. So yeah. So anyways, overall the story is just like, oh my god, like almost 10 minutes. You're not such a rapid setup. Overall, I hate that. I kind of hate that all the build up was leading to the backstory and not the whole ending. But at least we finally understand why 1 did all this. And I kind of enjoyed it. And also, I kind of like that it's dark. not as dark as I don't think it's dark as those like those Cartoon Network shows, but close enough. But we actually see like how dark it can be by actually showing like the agonizing pain of it. So overall, I hate it as kind of I hate kind of all the Bella was for a backstory, but what we got, I don't hate it, at least. But I hate the ending though. Just letting you know that. Now this one is probably gonna be the one I hate the most. So here's the animation. Well, sadly, Mickey is here playing Mortal Kombat 2 and Dave and Buster's with the President, so I'm stuck here doing this with Luffy. Yeah, so I want to keep this in mind. I saw the episode on YouTube on my iPhone XR, which is the camera we're using right now, which is what we always do. I don't even have an actual camera. I do have a GoPro, but I don't use everything because I think the battery heats up all the damn time. So, it's annoying. So, overall, what do I think about the animation? No, I'm not gonna compare. I'm not gonna do like a dick. I'm not gonna be like a fucking asshole about it, but just say like the animation is literally no difference between the difference between animation when I watching it normally and watching it in theaters, because mostly the people that did see in theaters are probably also saw the episodes during these meetup sections. And I don't really want to fault that because I don't think they were up there. I think it was made for that. Show the episodes like seen that on camera while seeing like high quality episode on YouTube. I'm not gonna be like a bitch about it, like say like, the animation is just the same as, it's really nothing different. It's just the same as I've always been on YouTube. Like, what's the difference between playing this in theaters? Because the reason I would say that, because this has been a long time since we've seen this is like a 2D animated short film in theaters. The last one we had was Looney Tunes: The Day the Birds Grew Up. And we enjoyed that, and I enjoyed it. It was actually good to see a 2D animated film in theaters, and I had a blast during that time. Even though there was barely anybody there, and yeah, but this is gonna have a lot of people there only for one night, and it is what it is. You just gotta deal with it because yeah, it is what it is. But none of the bragging and so what do I think about the animation as a whole? I like it. What the hell do you want me to say? It's like, I like it. But I will say, like, for this being in theaters, you actually see, like, how they are lately with the lighting, the shading, the backgrounds, how the colors in this is actually, like, seeing this must have been great. Unless I have, like, a HDR TV, which I do have in the living room, which is how I play Switch 2, which works on Switch 2, even though it's a little light, but whatever. So, anyways, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure I could probably have the episode play on a Best Buy, those TV displays on Best Buy, and maybe it would work. But you gotta convince an employee to do that. But they would get fired for that. But I don't want them to do it. So, and to be honest, and the light, and I like the lighting and like how and mostly I do like I also like is also the character expressions they have, specifically the Algebarians and 1, because you see how they reacted when 3 is like cracking while screaming in agonizing pain. And what I mean by that is how they acted when they're like witnessing like murder in front of their eyes. And that's like the nicest, the family friendliest way, because I could say worse, but there's no gore. And that's not really the appropriate thing to talk about. So, and also happy Halloween, I guess. So, yeah, overall, and that's pretty much what I could think about for that. But to be on this, I think the highlight all of this is the lighting and how the lighting is with 1's room, with just the 2 seats, which we've seen that since the 11th episode, and we see it in lighting form with the shading. How it is, it's kind of like that stereotype where you see like animated movies, TV shows, and animated movies based on TV shows. All they get was shading, and that's it. Casey Boyd Simpson's the Simpsons movie, The Lighthouse also got one. Casa Grande's also got one, and then also Bob's Burgers also have that treatment. So you can clearly see why they did that. It's like they want this to be more epic, like how grand the animation is. Even though even though it was made for YouTube, it's still shown in theaters, which they've done this a few times. Even on video, even though I don't like that episode, which I thought was fine, but not the right. They could have just not the right one. That's how. Bleh. So anyways, overall, all I could say is just the animation. What I like about it is I'm not gonna be a bitch about it because I'm bitch about it because it just looks like the every other episode that we have recently, like the last one. But this one I'm just gonna focus on is mostly how it is. So I enjoyed it, the lighting, I enjoy the colors, I enjoy the animation, I like it, and that's all I can say about that. I like it. Okay, this one might be a little confusing, but it is what it is. So here's the characters. Now I want to keep this in mind. There's really not that many characters in that episode, to be honest. Like, none of the characters that were shown, like, we had during the, some of them, like, Rasty to be as an example, he's not in it! He's not in the episode, he's probably still crying in the air vents, and that's literally it. That's all we're gonna see him for a while until, like, the next episode, so he's not in it, so for this one, I'm only gonna be mainly focusing on the ones that had like an impact to the plot. So basically, the Atchibarians and some of the ones that got affected, like Leafy as an example, and also Pencil and Fort, and you know. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna save one for last because I think that's like the main focus of the whole episode. But we're gonna talk about the other characters. Let's talk about 3. We finally get to know about 3, and 3 is mostly what everybody likes. 3 and just has to treats others like respect and helps them and yada yada. It's pretty much they're pretty much the remember the Numberjacks, kind of like how 6 in Numberjack 6 is, or 4 it kind of leads is leader of all this, not 1, but it is kind of what it is. So although Numberjack is 3, 4, 5, and 6, everyone else is like cameos. It's just like some cameos, although 2 is like also one of them. Actually, no, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Anyway, 7 and on 7, 8, and 9 were just, and 1 is just Venus. It's just okay. Now we're getting off topic. So I like it, but I'll just say that the highlight for her is mostly just how now we know where she was and where they were. Again, the and was how 3 is like reason for kind of starting all this. And put 3 there just so nothing bad would happen to it because it could get worse, knowing how 1 almost kind of did that happen. So because 3 is glitchy, this could be a new glitch. Yeah, glitch can actually pitch this into reality. I don't think they need them, but whatever. So anyways, everything else, I really got nothing else to say for 3. I think like 3 is like one of the characters that this is one of the darkest characters to suffer the most. Such one, but yeah, and honestly, and then we have 4, which kind of like saw what happened to him in the last episode. He's not dead, by the way. Just letting you know that he's somehow now he's trapped in the moon. So all you need to live is Jim Carrey or Eggman trying to piss on it, and then and then 4 will be out, and then we'll stop it once for all. But X is pretty much screwed now, so yeah, so that's most I'm caught off Twitter. But anyways, it was not getting off topic. And then we also have some other characters like I know there's some. This might be a little hard to like talking about the characters, the phantasms themselves, because mostly I know there's Belle, Bommy, Borthbag, Needle. Those were all the ones that got affected, got the stamp of the someone's contract that let them be stranded, and then you see what happened to 6 earlier, and I really got nothing else to say. They're just there to show them how all this happened. But one of the main ones I would say is either Leafy. Leafy is here, yeah. I got that joke out of the way. Yeah, because I thought I was rushing him again. Yeah. So, anyways, Leafy's the one that 1 can't even get deal with, because Leafy's just the one that's like, no, I'm not doing it. You're just too mean. It's just so mean. You're not nice. Just be nice. And yeah, that's how it is. And now where Leafy is right now is just stranded wherever the hell he is. I think where Ravada usually is. And now she's just waiting for Fiery to show up. So probably going to be the closest thing we'll ever get Fiery to be canon. Even though they don't want that to happen, because rarely, it's not II or the other shows where they actually do make it canon, but this one they don't, and I don't know why. Just make it happen, guys. I'm pretty sure the internet will react to it fine. Wink, wink. So, anyways, yeah, that gets fast and it goes out of her leaf. So, yeah, so, anyways, and then there's Pencil, which, yeah, that's pretty much all it is. So, she's there trying to, like, she's transporting to the very first episode, and now we actually see how it all happened. So, yeah, so, and I got through all those out. I'm on a main lift. Now it's time to actually talk about one herself. The whole episode is essentially about her. And I will say this, the voice acting, for one, Emily is actually the best one. I think she peaked in that episode. No, in her career, compared to what she was in since the 11th one. She finally grew into the villain, and her voice acting and how she acted when she accidentally fucked, before choice of words, actually kind of destroyed, killed 3. And ended up realizing I can fix it, and then I realized, come on. No, and their acting wise is just, the acting is just like top fucking tier. And so yeah, so it's actually, that's like the backstory did well. I think, I didn't really understand like at first, but over time I can understand why she did all this, but when the titles in the thumbnail says I'll fix it or something like that, we don't understand that happen. It was just, the only reason why she's trying to fix all of this is because she's trying to end up destroying everything, just to have all the power she has to revive 3 into its normal self, because 3 is glitching, and mostly we don't even know where it is. Although we saw in the last episode where I think Belle, Bonnie, and the rest, they did find them. So yeah. So, anyways, I really got nothing else to say. So, this was pretty much. But I would say one is like, I wouldn't know much. We know much about the backstory, but the voice acting alone just shows it all the way to the top. Emily did a great job for that. Pretty much everyone else. And now, anybody who's probably wondering me, and who's known me for the past couple of years, you're probably asking one thing. That one scene in particular where Taco and Lollipop just randomly playing guards, and they don't even know where the hell they're playing. Checkmate. What are my thoughts? Oh my god, it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life! Anyways, going off topic. Overall, what do I think about the characters? I don't really know what to say, because I think the main highlight was supposed to be about one herself and nobody else, because it was mostly how one handled all of this, and how one was treated during all of this, and how all this began. So that's all I could say. So, but voice acting wise, it's peak. I would say Emily ended up reaching peak acting here in this episode, with how her emotions reacted when that one was treated like this. So yeah. So overall, that's pretty much what I think about it. So, yeah. I know that some of you watching this just ignored all the review, everything I said, the warning, and already writing in the comments why everything I say is wrong, and you should always be wrong because your opinion doesn't matter. But with this one, critics, this is what I think about it. So, overall, is all the hype that was built for last month, all the wait we waited since July, for the past 3 months, was it worth it? Nonetheless, was TPOT 20 worth it? I would say yes, and I will also say no, because of what I talked about with this ending off a little too slow, but it is what it is, and I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, the story, I kind of hate the ending, but for it's like 40 minutes long. I'm not we all thought it was gonna be like an hour long, but it didn't. So it is what it is. But it's just what it is. But the animation, I like it. I like it, but I'm not gonna be bitchy about it, saying that's just the same about it, because it is shown in theaters. And I've seen Looney Tunes, the theaters below. That one is like worthy of it being in theaters, but that's what it is. So, but the characters, I think one is like mostly the one that got all the focus, accessory, and it does have some great voice acting from Emily and with one. So, yeah, and my battery's gonna die soon, so I might have to charge this afterwards. So. what are my I don't know if I can do the recommendations thing, because mostly why would I recommend this episode to people that have never watched the show? Like, never watched the show. Like, you're all gonna be like confused, like all of this. Like, I wouldn't say like watch every episode like that. No, you just watch like a recap. Well, I would say watch a recap or something, but But if you really want to watch it, you know, go for it. But you are gonna be confused about everything that's happening, right? Like, so if you just watch it itself. So I don't think it's just hard to recommend this to new people, episode of newcomers, to be honest. And this just wouldn't work well as because I don't think people are like, because people, they did earlier. I'm just so confused about all this. Like, I what is going on? Like, I don't understand this. Why are you talking? Something like that. It's just not worth doing a recommendation to this. So, but I will say this is that the impact this will have for future generations. Because let me explain. This might be the first time we got an indie web series just shown in theaters. Digital Circus didn't even get that, and even Digital Circus didn't even get that treatment. Not even any other glitch show, none of the other indie stuff we have. Like, we got we have the earliest. Remember their web series during the early days was Ed's World, ASDM Movies, Salad Fingers, Charlie the Unicorn, and some other stuff. And then BFDI came, and then look how that turned out, becoming like one of the first web series to actually have something to show up in theaters. I mean, now we have Homestruck, so. At Monkey Wrench and Catch Stack Up and Lucky Daisy and every other glitch show they made, which I know y'all want me to review Murder Drones, which we'll get to that soon. We'll just need to get those two people involved. So, anyways, but the fact is that as someone who's been watching TPOT since February 2020, a month before the fucking pandemic began, since it pierced the into my recommendation, I gave it a watch and I fell in love with its sense, and I actually just binge watched it, even though that led to me seeing the optional community, which yeah, we're not a good one, but it is what it is. There's no such thing as a perfect one, and I've been through the Sonic one, and there's Mario and SMG4, SML of all people. I've won the worst. You can clearly tell being an actual fan is like not. Like, people hate us for it, and just say that's for babies, and even though I done some rage video with it, was saying that BFDI is an anime, but it is what it is. So, and to be brutally honest, it is what it is. I got nothing else to say. So, just for someone that is a fan of the series since 2020 and seeing it in the theaters, I'm kind of glad it actually happened. Like, this is like a huge win for indie animation, and maybe, I don't know how much it did, just by that day alone, I don't know how much it did at the box office, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Box Office Mojo is going to show it. If it did, I'm pretty sure they're going to show it on Twitter or something, or they'll brought it up, so, but everything else, all I could say is just, I don't know, so, yeah, it's just that me being a fan of it, I'm actually impressed with how they did, and I actually want to congratulate Jack and Jellyfield with Carrie Michael actually doing this. Like, this is like a once in a lifetime. They actually did it, and they actually did. This is like a huge win for indie animation, like Val Schemon said like a month ago. So, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm actually I want to congratulate them and everybody else in the team, especially all the voice actors in the team and sound designers and the fans themselves actually doing this. And I'm actually glad it actually led to this impact, and this is like the closest thing we'll ever get to BFDI being mainstream, like the Show fan being mainstream. And I think we're almost there. We'll just need to have it referenced in a movie or a show or an indie Sundance Film Festival movie, or nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Short, which I don't think that will be eligible, but and it could but who knows? Knowing the Oscars, it won't happen, but still. I know I'm tracking this shit out, but I was just letting you know that this is like a huge thing. This is like a special review for me. This is why we did this, and we did spoil. I was hesitant at first, but knowing how I did this, I'm kind of glad I did, and that's all I can say. And I know people are gonna hate me on this, just like you're a critic. Your opinion doesn't matter, but it is what it is. Someone being a fan of the series, it is what it is. So for my rating, I'm gonna give out 2 ratings, like I did with the Mario movie, as a critic and as a BFDI fan. So just letting you know that. For my critic, I'm giving this a 7. Just for that ending alone, I kind of bummed it down. So, and I was kind of pissed about it. So, but as a BFDI fan, with the impact it hit, I'm giving it a 9. So, that's all I can say. So I'm just hoping if you're gonna do this again, I want this. We need like a bunch more theaters, and at least have one nearby, because I'm not driving a fucking hour for that shit. Okay, like the closest thing I get, the closest movie theater nearby is like 20 minutes ahead, and like that's it. So, and mostly I have a Harkins theater, guys, so we need to have one there. I mean, we have a bunch of them in Arizona, so for the Arizona fans. So, yeah, but it's like 7 minutes right now. This is like the longest overall thing I've ever done. So, but you can clearly tell the impact I have. And also the battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna have this charged for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna end this review before the battery dies, and I'm gonna have to wait another hour for this to work. So thank you for all somehow sat through all this, and all the people that will hate me for this. So we're critics. It's our opinion. Just roll with it. Thank you. Whew. I did it! I never knew that this might ended up being the longest one we've done. Might be longer than Jackass, but I like doubt that, because that one, all we did was, done that review was just remake the damn movie, just to fully explain what we're doing with this review. So now I get to finally relax, but Mickey's still out there playing with Mortal Kombat, but I want to know how he's dealing with, and how those two are doing right now.
Oh, come on! How the hell do you keep on winning, Donald? Have you been cheating lately? Cheat? I would never cheat. No, that's not fair. You had to be cheating, right? There's no way you can easily win me every, 9 matches. Look, I couldn't want to come out there and suck at it. So, sucks to suck.
Oh gosh, you should stop this. You guys need to calm down. For the love of God, you're gonna hurt yourselves. You're gonna end up in the news, man. Because whatever is happening, I think everything will work out fine for those two. So now I'm just on my own, I'm gonna relax. So just hoping nothing goes wrong in the slightest whatsoever. Okay, are you seriously gonna have a TPOT 20 review and not even include me out of all people? Well, it is what it is, but if you really want my thoughts on TPOT 20, then let me explain. One of my favorite things about TPOT 20 is how